I remember Justin Bieber when he came to India, उसका जो टेक राइडर था बहुत क्रेजी था, ये मुझे जकूजी चाहिए, मुझे ये लोग चाहिए, मेरे को G63 चाहिए.
We've had people ask us for masseuse, we want nice massage backstage. भाई आप थाईलैंड नहीं आ रहे, यहाँ पर आपको अच्छा खासा बंदा मिलेगा. You will not get any hot girl coming and giving you a massage. On Avicii's rider, he wanted a Lego set. Steve Aoki obviously asked for cakes.
हाँ, Steve को throw करेगा.
Then DJ Snake asked for a PlayStation and a football.
Who's the most expensive artist you've booked ever?
Swedish House Mafia and Chainsmokers.
And how much would they cost? But do you remember any incident where you felt कि okay, this is crazy?
तो ये अभी जो हमारा मार्टिन का इवेंट हुआ था मुंबई में, so the police actually like
जितने भी लोग हमारे वीडियोस देखते हैं उनमें से 85% लोग हमें सब्सक्राइब नहीं करते. सो अगर आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करेंगे तो हमारा चैनल बड़ा होगा, और जितना बड़ा हमारा चैनल होगा उतने ही बड़े हम गेस्ट ला पाएंगे आपके लिए. सो प्लीज़ हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लो. आज के गेस्ट के बारे में बताने से पहले एक क्वेश्चन है. कभी आपका मन हुआ है कि यार मैं मार्टिन गैरिक्स का कॉन्सर्ट अटेंड कर लूँ, कभी मैं सनबर्न फेस्टिवल में चले जाऊँ, कभी मैं हार्डवेल का कॉन्सर्ट अटेंड कर लूँ, डिमिट्री वेगस लाइक माइक को देख लूँ, क्या मैं वर्ल्ड के जितने बड़े बड़े म्यूज़िक स्टार्स हैं उन सब का कॉन्सर्ट अटेंड करूँ? मेरा तो बड़ा हुआ है. और जब मैं उनके कॉन्सर्ट्स में गया उनके बाद मेरा मन हुआ कि यार सेम ऐसा कॉन्सर्ट मैं मेरे शहर में क्यों नहीं कर सकता, मैं क्यों नहीं इतनी बड़ी पार्टी को थ्रो कर सकता हूँ और उसमें पैसे भी कमा लूँगा. क्योंकि ये मेरे मन में हमेशा से सवाल था. इसके लिए हम आज के गेस्ट को ही लेके आ गए और उन्हीं से हमने सारे सवाल पूछ लिए. टुडेज गेस्ट इज़ द CEO ऑफ सनबर्न, करण सिंह. हमने उनसे पूछा कि म्यूज़िक फेस्टिवल जो पूरी इंडस्ट्री है लाइव इवेंट्स की, वो चलती कैसे है, उसमें पैसे कैसे कमाते हैं. जो हार्डवेल है, डिमिट्री लाइक माइक है, आरविंद मैथ ब्यूरन है, वर्ल्ड के इतने बड़े बड़े जो स्टार्स हैं, ये कितना पैसा लेते हैं, इनको लाने के लिए क्या क्या करना पड़ता है, फिर सेटअप कितना बड़ा करना पड़ता है, उसके बाद आर्टिस्ट की ऐसी डिमांड क्या क्या होती है जो हमें पूरी करनी होती है, एंड देन ओवरऑल साल भर में इस पूरी चीज़ से वो लोग पैसे कैसे कमाते हैं और कितने कमाते हैं, इन सब के बारे में बात करिए. एंड अगर आपको ये पॉडकास्ट लगता है कि बहुत लंबा है, देन आप हमारे राज शमानी क्लिप्स और राज शमानी शॉर्ट्स चैनल को जाके सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हो. वहाँ पे हम इस पूरे पॉडकास्ट में से छोटी छोटी क्लिप्स निकालते हैं जो बहुत कम समय में आपको एक बेटर लीडर बना देती है कल के लिए. So enjoy today's show and subscribe those channels as well.
Worst fuck-ups have been that artist नहीं आ रहा time पे, कैसे ले आओ उसको. I told you about Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike in Goa. So we had put them up at the Marriott Panjim for some odd fucking reason. And they were getting a massage over there. So then massage went on and they left a little late. And we put them on, our festival was in this thing, Vagator. So we put them on a boat from Panjim, from the jetty, which was supposed to come straight to Vagator, skip the traffic, boat पे होंगे, बढ़िया content आएगा वगैरह, you know. And but by the time they reached the sort of beach in Vagator, it was dark.
Okay.
And then this fucking boat guy started saying, "Arey, I cannot come into the beach after the dark. It's not allowed." And literally, I get a call from the manager saying, "Bro, we are stuck in the middle of the sea, and this fucking boat guy is saying he cannot come." And we're like, this is the main headliner of the last day of the festival. Supposed to go on stage in like 30 minutes or whatever, 30-40 minutes. Then I put the fucking boat guy on. क्या बात कर रहे हो? नहीं मैंने. Finally, we had to send them back to Candlem because there's a proper jetty there. Because in Vagator there's no proper jetty. And then again we had to send 4 people on bikes to Candlem, and the 2 of them and their technical guys with their technical equipment are coming on bikes wearing helmets through the traffic. Obviously still reached late, but I think they played about an hour instead of 75 minutes or whatever. That was like, and a guy called me, "Bro, we're on a boat in the middle of the sea and this boat guy is saying we cannot come in."
What if their phone was not working and something would have been
screwed.
Insane.
Yeah, screwed. Because यहाँ पे तो even your law is too strict of 10 p.m. Like you cannot extend no matter what. So they always ask us, "Is the curfew hard?" I'm like, "Yes, the curfew is hard. it's a hard curfew. There is nothing soft about the curfew."
You guys were the first ones to build this space in India. You're still building.
Yeah.
Like, मतलब I don't remember anyone else, at least when I used to party in like 2012-13, there was only one name, जिस Sunburn, हर जगह कॉलेज इवेंट करना है तो Sunburn बुला दो, क्लब में जाना है तो Sunburn कर लो, और साल भर अलग अलग शहरों में पार्टीज होती थी, लीडिंग रोड टू Sunburn, right? And then everybody would go and गोवा में पार्टी होगी. That was like a big festival which used to happen.
Correct.
So you predominantly built it, right? You know, it's funny that when I was in college, I was getting into selling the tickets of Sunburn festivals in my city. So there were a bunch of my friends.
Which college?
I was in Prestige in Indore.
Correct.
I was not in Bombay. I was in Indore. Right? So Indore में ऐसा होता था, and Indore में there used to be a club called O2.
I know Jignesh.
Oh, I know Jiggy. You know Jiggy Bhaiya, right? So Jiggy Bhaiya and few of my friends, they used to organize parties.
Right.
और वो पार्टी ऑर्गेनाइज करते थे, और फिर उस टाइम में मैं बहुत ही आई थिंक आई वाज लाइक 16-17, राइट? तो ऐसा होता है कि बहुत सारे पासेस देंगे और बोलते थे चल 50 पास तू भेज दे, 100 पास तू भेज दे, एंड पर पास यू वुड हैव लाइक सम काइंड ऑफ कमीशन. यू नो, आई ट्राइड दैट फॉर अ व्हाइल एंड आई डिड इट, एंड आई थॉट दैट आई विल बिल्ड वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट इवेंट्स कंपनी इन माय सिटी, बिकॉज व्हेन यू सेल 50 passes in a college, you feel like damn, भाई तू तो बहुत आसानी से कर सकता है, तुम्हारा हर दोस्त खरीद रहा है यार. एंड कॉलेज में ऐसा लगता है 50 रुपए पर पास, मतलब तुमने दुनिया जीत ली. और फिर तुम्हारे में मैच चलता है, अगली बार तो मैं पूरी पार्टी कर लूंगा, 1000 लोग आए थे.
Absolutely.
So this I used to do, and that's all I remember. But I did only for like couple of parties, and then I didn't. But my friends still did it, and then obviously Jiggy Bhaiya kept on doing, and then these guys are doing.
But that's how entrepreneurs and businesses are built, from grassroots level. It's the best route.
Yeah, that's the best route. I wish I would have continued that. Probably Sunburn. मेरा भी एक event होता Sunburn.
But you're doing something fantastic right now, so definitely landed up in the right place.
Yeah, so I'm coming to that, and then उसके बाद ना, I had I still have it. I don't had it that I want to do festival one day, because I think that seed was sown at that time. कॉलेज के टाइम से आ गया था कि भाई एक दिन तो करेंगे, फेस्टिवल करेंगे, कुछ तो करेंगे. एंड उसके बाद से मैं वर्ल्ड के बहुत सारे फेस्टिवल्स देखने लग गया.
अच्छा.
राइट. एंड आई वेंट टू EDC, I went to UMF, I went to Untold, I went to like multiple festivals around the world. बहुत सारे देखे, मतलब बिजनेस लेड कॉन्फ्रेंसेज और फेस्टिवल्स भी देखे, एक्सपीरियंस लेड भी देखे, म्यूजिक लेड भी देखे, एंड जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ओके क्या. और हर साल मैंने बना लिया कि हर साल मैं एक बार एक वेकेशन लूंगा. दैट वेकेशन विल बी मोर फॉर मी एन लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस, राइट? एंड मैं उधर इवेंट्स में जाऊंगा और पूरे नोट्स बनाऊंगा. लाइक आई वुड इट, बिकॉज आई डोंट ड्रिंक, आई डोंट स्मोक, सो आई डोंट लूज माई सेल्फ. सो if I'm in like middle of EDC,
you're still focused,
I'm like partying to my like brains out. Armin Van Buren बता रहा है, मैं पागल हो रहा हूँ. पर I'll come back home and I'll write down कि okay, अच्छा ये देखा आर्मिन का यहाँ पे सेट ना थोड़ा अलग होता है, इनका सेट थोड़ा यहाँ पे अलग होता है, and then I'll just write it down things, and one day maybe I'll have a festival. But after doing the research, I found out कि music festivals around the world ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं कमाते.
No.
तो क्यों ऐसे नहीं कमाते? Like because इतना तो पैसा फ्लो रहा है. Like I am thinking of maths in my head. And I'm saying बहुत सारे म्यूजिक फेस्टिवल अराउंड द वर्ल्ड दे गो बैंकक्रप्ट.
करेक्ट.
और यूजुअली या तो लाइव नेशन तो उनको ले लेता है, लाइव नेशन बन जाता है और वो वही किंग बन रहा है, और फ्रेंचाइजी बिजनेस मोर प्रॉफिटेबल. सो क्यों पैसे नहीं कमाते? क्योंकि मैथ्स तो ऐसा है कि जैसे सनबर्न है, राइट? लेट्स जस्ट टॉक अबाउट मैथ्स ऑफ सनबर्न. तो सनबर्न गोवा में हो रहा है, कितने लोग आते हैं? 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, लाइक हाउ मेनी पीपल, एंड कितने आते हैं?
हाँ, वी गेट अबाउट 30,000-40,000
पर डे. एंड पर डे की टिकट इज फॉर,
average ticket is about 2,500 per day.
So 2,500. Let's say 2,000 per day, right? 40,000 people. That's a shit ton of money.
There are complimentaries also. There are a lot of people.
Let's just talk about the whole business because I want to understand. क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग में ऐसा चला 40,000 per day, 2,000 per day, 6,000 के हिसाब से भाई 3 दिन में तो क्या फेस्टिवल पैसे कमाया. फिर ब्रांड और स्पॉन्सर्स अलग होते हैं, फिर लाइव फूड स्टेशन होते हैं, वो लोग अलग पैसे देंगे. तो why is it so difficult to make money in the music business?
It's very difficult because पहली बात तो there are so many costs that come into the picture of putting up a festival.
Okay, what are these costs? क्या होता है? Like let's just,
you have your artist costs.
Okay.
That's the biggest cost, right? Which is your cost for your talent. और यहाँ पर you are booking big international artists. उनकी fees अच्छी खासी fees होती है. Then
total कितने
on top
artists
of-
होते होंगे? Let's talk about that.
Sunburn में, गोवा में we get about 60 to 80 artists.
Across 3 days.
हाँ, उसमें से at least 25 to maybe 30-35 artists would be international.
Okay.
और बाकी के
30-35 would be international.
हाँ, बाकी के इंडियन आर्टिस्ट होंगे.
And split कितना होता है? 80 में से कितने लोग जो अल्ट्रा बिग होंगे? 10 people? Would
जो
be like-
headliners होंगे.
हाँ, headliners.
8 to 10. हाँ.
8 to 10. And what do you think, like, how much would you spend approximately at this? Artist cost कितना होता होगा?
A lot. I can't give you.
No, don't give me a number. Like, just give me a prox. Like, let's say.
See, any of these headliners could be anywhere between $100,000 to $400,000-$500,000.
Okay.
You know, and then उनकी फीस होती है, उनका TLP का खर्चा होता है, which is your flights, hotels, per diems, उनका visas वगैरह. Each of these guys may come with 6 people, 8 people, 10 people. उनका भी crew होता है. They'll have their own production guy, lighting guy, security guy, you know, marketing guy, photo, video. Every artist, every big artist at least will come with his own crew. Then now the last few years you're exposed to the forex rate also. हमारे business plan बने थे 75 पे, पता पड़ा 85 पे हो गया. मतलब just imagine that if your artist cost is 40 to 50% of your overall cost.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's
And
what
the exchange rate changes by 15%. Then what does that do to your margin? और उसके ऊपर कुछ control नहीं है आपका, right? Zero control है उसके ऊपर.
तो बस ओवरऑल पूरे फेस्टिवल की कॉस्ट आपकी बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई.
हाँ, so that has actually happened basically.
And technically, in sometimes if you are operating on very thin margins, तो technically margins gone.
Margin is
of
gone. Just because of forex rate. तो ऐसे भी हो सकता है. Then apart from, then after artist cost, your second
let's go deep dive in artists. I want to understand more, give people more perspective. Okay, so 40-50% in let's say एक festival को 100 रुपए लगते हैं बनाने में, तो 50 rupees goes to
say 40. हाँ.
40 rupees goes to artist.
Correct.
Right. And 8 to 10 बहुत बड़े बड़े artists होते हैं who charges. Who's the most expensive artist you've booked ever? This too you can tell. Don't tell me like 8-10 artists.
The most expensive artists we've ever booked. Swedish House Mafia and Chainsmokers.
And how much would they cost?
Upwards of $500,000.
4 crore लेते हैं ये लोग. Crazy. And then that is $500,000. 4 crore is their fees. And then उनके ऊपर उनके साथ लोग आते हैं. तो एक चेन स्मोकर्स के साथ कितने लोग आते होंगे?
About 15 लोग तो आए होंगे.
Okay. So 15 लोग का उन सबकी flights. They would fly maybe in a charter or I don't know, first class,
no, so
business
that depends.
class.
Some of these deals you do landed. मतलब कि international flight included है. तो from the moment they land in India, सब खर्चे promoter के ऊपर आते हैं.
Okay.
So obviously hotels, internal, जैसे if you're doing a tour, because apart from the festival we do these tours as well. तो internal flights, ground transport, hotels, वो सब आपके ऊपर आते हैं.
वो सब. So usually landed. So this is how the cost. Snoop Dogg, you got it as well, right?
No, we got Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz
not
Khalifa.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
Okay.
We got Wiz Khalifa.
And Wiz Khalifa was cheaper than Chainsmokers as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy. I thought Wiz Khalifa and like these guys were like way bigger because they're from the rap world.
No, I think, see, like EDM is commercial and it's definitely a top genre globally as well as in India. And in India, of course, we would like to take some credit for growing it
100% credit
to this stage. But you know, I mean, if you like, these guys are as much household names as Wiz Khalifa or Snoop Dogg.
True.
You know, I mean, I literally see people on the road wearing Martin Garrix or Alan Walker t-shirts, India mein. So that just gives you an idea of how deep, you know, EDM has penetrated.
And I think like a big credit goes to you guys also, because you made it cool. Like I remember we used to not even know what EDM is until we went to a Sunburn party, and then we started. Then we started getting deep. Now to my friends and everybody, we are like, I listen to dubstep, I listen to like house, bro. I'm a techno person. Like,
now it's getting to that stage, but I think generally it's like, you know, Indian audience is very young. We have one of the youngest populations in the world, and the kind of energy and release that EDM music effortlessly gives you is what the youth of India craves. And that entire experience when you're at a festival, you know, is something that is totally different from being at, say, an indie or a live music festival. So I think that for the youth, it has really worked well.
No, fair. It has, and it used to have like that sex appeal that I want to go to this, you know, the glamorous that one day I'll feel that. I mean, at least from your after movies, it'll feel like, नहीं गया इधर तो मैं लाइफ में कुछ मिस कर रहा हूँ. Okay, let's come to this and we'll come to the experience and the branding part of it. Okay, so 40-50% cost is this, and then these guys you have to pay to an artist. Artist के बाद
प्रोडक्शन
उसका प्रोडक्शन आर्टिस्ट का, लेकिन टेक राइडर भी तो होता होगा.
हाँ होता
टेक
है,
राइडर
होता है,
व्हाट डू यू
होता
कॉल
है.
इट? राइडर,
टेक राइडर, या
टेक राइडर.
टेक राइडर एंड हॉस्पिटैलिटी राइडर, देयर आर टू राइडर्स.
Okay, what are those two riders? मतलब explain.
Tech rider simply the technical inventory which you will be providing them.
अच्छा, कि स्टेज पे मेरे इतने ये होना चाहिए, लाइट्स ऐसी होनी चाहिए.
Lights, sound, video means LED, SFX.
Okay.
Especially these big guys need a lot of SFX. वो CO2 jets, confetti cannon हो गया आपका, blasters, etc. All of those things. So all that falls under the tech inventory and tech rider. Hospitality rider is आपका पूरा होटल और बैकस्टेज का.
कि मुझे फ्लोर चाहिए पूरा, मेरा ये लोग होने चाहिए, ये सब.
नहीं, मुझे ये ब्रांड्स चाहिए अल्कोहल के, ये खाना चाहिए, ये पानी चाहिए, फ्रेश फ्रूट चाहिए, फ्रेश चीज़ चाहिए. And like I remember on Avicii's rider, because we did both of Avicii stores in India, he wanted a Lego set.
Lego set. Why?
Lego set चाहिए मुझे, अच्छा बड़ा वाला. हाँ.
क्यों? Lego set.
Steve Aoki obviously asked for cakes.
हाँ, Steve
उसका तो
थ्रो करेगा.
हाँ.
Lego set मतलब वो बनाएगा.
Then DJ Snake asked for a PlayStation and a football. Because he
तो प्ले स्टेशन क्यों चाहिए? मतलब प्ले करने आ रहा है, प्ले लाइक इट्स जस्ट बैक स्टेज यू वांट टू हैव.
quick game of FIFA or something.
So that keeps them in the zone hype. Okay.
Exactly.
That
So all
was
that
the most
comes
craziest tech rider you've ever heard or you've actually provided.
I just told you some of them.
To give me somebody like a person, because I remember Justin Bieber when he came to India.
Yeah.
And उस टाइम में बहुत ज़्यादा all over the news था कि उसका जो टेक राइडर था बहुत क्रेजी था. ये मुझे जकूजी चाहिए, मुझे ये लोग चाहिए, मेरे को G63 चाहिए.
We've had people ask us for masseuse. We now want nice massage backstage. भाई आप थाईलैंड नहीं आ रहे, यहाँ पर आपको अच्छा खासा बंदा मिलेगा. You will not get any hot girl coming and giving you a massage. So yeah.
So this, people keep asking this. So these are the crazy things.
No, but honestly, and like we also try and because देख पैसे तो कोई भी दे देगा, right? Like as you said, there are many rich people who मुझे भी festival करना है. There are people who will be like that. So you can only differentiate yourself in these things. One is that you are putting on a professional world-class production. So like from day one, we've been like, even if you're losing money, अगर पैसे भी नहीं बन रहे, we will not cut corners. हम compromise नहीं करेंगे यहाँ पर. Because even for the audience as well as for the artists, we should be known that हम अच्छे event करते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे टिकट से कम हुए तो हमने LED का स्टेज का साइज काट दिया और हमने सिक्योरिटी का स्ट्रेंथ काट दिया. It should not be like that. And then hospitality, we are like, I mean, our thing is that, boss, what's the point of cutting over there? Because you are paying the guy hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, over here, if you start cutting, so we are like, we do more. We give them some nice Indian gifts or some really nice, we are known for hospitality, right? Indians. So we will really try and give them
the best hospitality
that they should go back saying, I had a great experience in India. Not that, it's a developing country. I'm waiting to go back to Europe or US. They should go back saying that I want to come back to India.
And that you can only differentiate when you actually give them a great experience more than anything else.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the artist cost. Then what's the next? Artist ho gaya, that's 40%.
The next biggest thing is the production.
Okay.
Which is everything on ground.
That is like 20-30%.
30% easily.
Okay,
which is,
so that's 30%.
Yeah. Which is obviously the stage, the production, the technical inventory, constructing everything. Because in India as well, for festival though for sure, but even concert के लिए, we mainly have these open grounds as venues, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि जैसे US, यूरोप में होता है, जैसे you have stadiums and they are plug and play venues. वहाँ पे खाली आपको stage डालना है और वहाँ पर all your stands, your barricading, your bathrooms, your toilets, your bars, everything is already there. Over here, you get an open ground. You build everything from scratch every time you do an event. You get portable toilets, you build the bars, you build the entry aisles, you have to barricade the entire venue for security. So that production covers
from
everything.
Zero to going to a festival, it requires like, technically एक नई city बना रहे हो तुम.
हाँ.
40,000 लोग अगर आएंगे तो
like a small
एक
ecosystem
small
you're making,
ecosystem
yeah.
you're building, right? Because you have to give them everything.
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So that production covers all of that.
How many days the ideation from ideation to actual execution goes? Like
Ideation is the full year. Moment that you finish working on Sunburn, you start working on the next one. The on-ground production takes at least a month.
Okay. तो मतलब पूरे साल 11 months you're thinking exactly 12th month में क्या होने वाला है.
हाँ.
And then 12th month from 1 to 30 it's just gonna be.
You have to start booking the artists. These guys make their schedules way in advance. You have to start booking the international guys. You have to start thinking that this year, what will my festival look like? What will the experience be like? So last year our theme was Future is Now. We wanted to go very, futuristic, tech heavy, because there's a lot of changes in tech, right? Web 3.0 and all of these revolutions happening. This year, this month of 2023, our theme is going to be Enchanted Forest. So like an electric neon jungle kind of a vibe. So then you start thinking of that. Obviously, the main stage design will be around that, consistent with the theme. But apart from that, you should have entire festival experience should also give that kind of feel and vibe to the people. So you start thinking of those things very
And
early.
you have these stage. So I'm assuming ki when you look at Sunburn stages, right? They're like so grand, so big, right? So you get people from around the world to design that, or like to build that. बहुत सारी चीज़ों की जो मिलती भी नहीं होगी इधर, because this is not like an everyday thing. Like when you go to US or when you go to UK, right? US में 25 festivals होते हैं साल भर में, right? And there's Coachella, there's EDC, there's UMF, there's बहुत सारे बड़े बड़े होते हैं. So they would usually get like one person would be working on other, और चीज़ें इधर से उधर मिल जाएगी. इंडिया में तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें मिलती भी नहीं होगी, because I think at the scale which you guys are doing, no one else is doing.
I mean now the
now
industry
there's
is growing.
Lollapalooza and like things which
yeah.
are coming, but अभी तक तो नहीं था. So you would get things from abroad, or would you get people from abroad? Like how would the whole mechanics work?
Honestly, everything is sourced and provided locally. We have not got things from abroad.
Never.
No, because there's a lot of stuff available, in whether it's technical inventory or otherwise. Yes, we may have got designs from abroad. Even like last year, we worked with a company, Darkroom, which is a designing agency based in Australia, New Zealand. And they do fantastic stuff. Even the iconic Sunburn Cubozoid stage, which was, I think, in 2013, that was also designed by these guys. So we worked with some international design agencies, but we've always sourced things locally.
Oh, that's interesting.
And when I say locally, I mean from all over India.
Of course.
Not from Goa, but yeah.
और कितनी बड़ी टीम होती है? Like to pull out a festival which is for 40,000 people a day, how big is the team?
See, my permanent team is about 25 people.
Okay.
But then we get a lot of freelancers on board during the festival time. So maybe another 20 to 30 people would be purely working on festival.
Okay.
And then the total crew, which is working on ground, which includes the teams of the vendors and the partners, easily goes to 1,500 to 2,000 people.
So 2,000. So there's 25 people ideating for the whole year, 35 people coming for a short period for freelancing,
3-4 months at least, yeah.
For 3-4 months, for a quarter, for specific reason, for their expertise.
Yeah.
And then there are 1,500 to 2,000 people who are actually making this happen.
Correct.
So this also is a big cost.
Huge cost, yeah.
This
is a
team
big cost.
So after production,
So that I mean is that, for example, if we are taking the lights and the LED from XYZ company,
that's included.
He will put a team of 80 people. So that's what I mean. Like all these people are not on my payroll, obviously.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Nice. Okay, so there's a 70% cost covered. What are the other 30% goes to?
Other costs are, so venue and licensing will be one cost head.
Okay.
Because obviously you need a bunch of licenses and permissions to be able to do these events in India.
How many licenses do you need? Like what kind of license? Give me 5-6 top licenses which you need, which you have never, which you didn't think ये भी चाहिए होता होगा.
No, so main ones are police, law and order, police, traffic. So there are 2 different licenses from the police. Excise, of course, because all of our events we are serving alcohol. And then apart from that, there are a lot of other licenses like fire and safety, PWD. In Goa, we have a CRZ license because the venue is very close to the coast.
Okay, CRC is?
Coastal Regulatory Zone.
Okay.
So when you're close to the coast, you can only, you cannot build permanent structures and et cetera, et cetera. So there are those kind of restrictions as well. And then for Sunburn Goa, we have an overall permission that we also get from the tourism department to conduct the overall, that's like a overarching, sort of.
कि इतने लोग migrate करेंगे इधर for 3-4 days, 5 days. Are you?
Yeah, so they kind of then check with all the departments that everything is, taken care of and all of that.
Like, is there a lot of politics involved in live events?
I mean, more than politics, I would say that, I told you that there's a process of licensing, right? Which is...
Bureaucracy is involved. Let's just say that.
Bureaucracy is involved because that licensing process is quite painful and long, and quite often the licenses depend on each other, right? So जब तक आपकी police नहीं आएगी, you can't apply for excise. जब तक ये नहीं होगा तो वो नहीं होगा. Then you need multiple signatures at each level. So obviously, if there was a way for this to be more standardized, I think it would help the entire industry. And then it goes back to the earlier point about that venues नहीं है यहाँ पे, right? You have to build from scratch. So what happens in Western markets is that the venue has licenses. Because this venue is licensed for having concerts of 10,000 people. So fire has already checked it. Police has already checked it. Like, people have already checked it. So when you go and do an event, you may still need to apply just for 1 or 2, but you don't have to do the whole पूरी list नहीं करनी आपको start से finish तक. And
यहाँ पे पूरा start से finish हर
बार करना है. And by the nature of the work, these licenses will obviously come kind of last minute. I'm not saying उस दिन पे आएंगे, लेकिन it will come in the last few days because they'll want to do their own checks, and then anything can happen. In India, of course, we've had cancellations also in the past. Sometimes things are out of your hand.
And क्या होता है, like, you should just give me an idea कि अगर मान लो एक लाइसेंस नहीं आया कोई बहुत, और अब फेस्टिवल तो अनाउंस कर दिया है, 10 लाइसेंस चाहिए थे, 8 तो आ गए, राइट? और फेस्टिवल तो होना है क्योंकि इतने लोग हैं, और अगर कर दिया तो कुछ क्या कॉम्प्लिकेशन हुआ है? कभी ऐसा कुछ हुआ है?
हाँ, नो, एज आई सेड वी हैड कैंसिलेशंस यार. तो अगर इफ़ यू डू नॉट गेट वन ऑफ द की लाइसेंसेस, अगर आपको पुलिस परमिशन नहीं मिली या आपको ट्रैफिक परमिशन नहीं मिली, देन यू कांट डू दैट. नहीं,
तो लास्ट मिनट कैंसिलेशन.
हाँ, इट्स पॉसिबल, बट ऑफ कोर्स देन फॉर दैट देयर विल बी सम रीजन, राइट? देयर विल बी सम लाइक स्पेसिफिक रीजन. आई मीन, द मोस्ट famous cancellation in the Indian industry was Swedish House Mafia. Because Shri Bal Thackeray passed away on the same day. And that again was our event. So, yeah, there are, as you say, force majeure reasons, for which sometime an event cannot happen. And then... I was
so disheartened.
Yeah.
I came so Swedish House Mafia would have been the first festival of my life.
Okay.
First concert of my life. Right? And I came to Bombay from Indore. कि 2 दिन 3 दिन पहले ही आ गया था शायद. 2 दिन पहले ही कैंसिल हुआ था शायद, 3 दिन पहले कैंसिल. I don't know.
नहीं, दिन पे हुआ था.
दिन पे कैंसिल हुआ था.
Yeah, on the day. It was 17th or 18th November.
तो I came to Bombay and then it was like, पहली बार आए हैं और पहली बार ही कैंसिल हो गया. That was first. Then उसके 1 साल बाद या शायद 6 महीने बाद मैं वापस आया बॉम्बे फॉर हार्डवेल. ठीक है, हार्डवेल, विच वॉज फर्स्ट टाइम हार्डवेल वॉज हैपनिंग. दैट वॉज इन महालक्ष्मी रेस कोर्स. हाँ, दैट वॉज योर सनबर्न, राइट? तो हार्डवेल हो रहा था फर्स्ट टाइम, और मैं इधर आया कि मेरा फर्स्ट होगा, एंड मेरे फ्रेंड ने बोला था उसने टिकट्स ले लिए, एंड वी लेटर फाउंड आउट कि उसके पास फेक टिकट है, फेक टिकट.
ओह माय गॉड.
और
ये भी इंडिया में होगा.
फिर उधर हम खड़े और बाहर खड़े, और अब मैंने ना पूरे मेरे शहर में, पूरे इंदौर में सबको बोल दिया, सारे दोस्तों को, ब्रो हार्डवेल. फॉर द फर्स्ट मंथ आई कुडंट इवन गो बैक एंड टेल देम कि यार मैं नहीं अटेंड कर पाया. क्योंकि उधर इंदौर से बहुत सारे 25-30 लोग और आए मेरे फ्रेंड्स जिनको मैं जानता हूँ जो अलग अलग है. उन लोगों ने सबने अटेंड कर लिया. एंड नाउ दे आर सेइंग, हाँ क्या मजा आया था, क्या मजा आया था. वी कुडंट अटेंड. मतलब हम लोग वेन्यू के बाहर खड़े हैं और वी कुडंट अटेंड, राइट? दैट वाज सेकंड टाइम. So since then, I've stopped saying.
अभी जाने के बाद ही
जाने के बाद I've stopped saying. मतलब मैं EDC चले गया, उसके 4 दिन बाद मैंने बोला कि मैं EDC गया. I didn't even though I was doing my social media thing like I attended last year.
Right.
I didn't tell anyone because like पहले मैं attend करूँगा उसके बाद.
Jinx है.
Jinx है. So couldn't attend. But how big is your fake ticket market in India? Like, do you have to fight that?
No, there was a time when it was quite bad, but not so much.
अब नहीं होता.
And obviously, I mean, I think that even Book My Show has taken a lot of steps to ensure that the protection systems on the tickets are world class, whether it is the barcodes or giving e-tickets or whatever it is. Even the wristbands now that we get, impossible for anybody to duplicate. Almost impossible. 100% कुछ होता नहीं है. 99.9% we are protected.
So with technology and corrective measures now it's stopped.
Yeah.
And one thing which I feel is like a big problem with ticketing also, and I wanted to ask you, is there a solution for that which I couldn't see? Because around the world same problem. You have to take your ticket and stand in a goddamn line for hours to get the band.
Right.
Like, can we not get it delivered at our homes? Like,
but we do that now. We do home delivery for Sunburn. For Sunburn Goa, unless you book your ticket last minute, in which case the time ही नहीं home delivery के लिए. But we are, many of the events now, that's exactly right. We are doing home delivery. You go straight to the festival. And now you get a chip on your ticket. राइट तो आपका F&B आपका बैलेंस सब उसी के ऊपर होता है. कुछ सेपरेट कार्ड नहीं लेना.
उसके लिए भी तो लाइन में खड़ा होना होता है बैलेंस दिलवाने के लिए.
दैट आल्सो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन अ सॉल्यूशन
दैट यूपीआई से डायरेक्ट चल जाए.
सीधा स्कैन हो जाएगा, यूपीआई से हो जाएगा. एंड दैट आल्सो वी आर ऑलरेडी ऑफरिंग पीपल टू डू इट प्री. तो आप वंस यू गेट द wristband, you can do it before you even come for the festival.
Oh, so we can load it.
You can load it up.
Nice.
You come fully. So all these are pain points. So hey, okay. So we are, as an industry, we're trying to address them.
This is pain point for a customer, for a member who wants to attend the whole event, like, and go through an experience. What's the biggest pain point for you in the festival? What do you feel is the biggest pain point? Ki yaar, how do, like, every time, obviously we solve it, we make it sure, but ये तो बहुत ही problem होती है.
See, the thing is that I think for us, over last few years, that managing that scale has become more and more of a challenge. I wouldn't say a problem, but because the events have become 10,000, 15,000 people, 18, even 20,000 people, right? And Goa mein to, we get much more than that. So then essentially with so many people congregating in one venue, how do you still ensure that people are having a smooth and a good experience? तो आपके artists तो अच्छा बजाएंगे, आपका stage अच्छा दिखेगा, आपके, your technicals will be fantastic. All of that would be a given. वहाँ पे भी problem हो सकता है, but but like, then whether it is traffic or it is parking, how do you still try and take care that everybody has a good experience? That is a big challenge. Oh, I've learned that once you cross 7, 8, 10,000 people in one venue, then that becomes a challenge. And then again, there are factors out of your hand. Like in Mumbai now, half the roads are dug up.
Yeah.
Right? So generally only traffic is so bad. I mean, I took 1.5 hours to come here today. So it's like, bhai, festival mein to...
1.5 hours you standing outside the festival and you're texting, भैया आपको दिख रहा हूँ क्या मैं ऊपर वाले को? You're just talking to that.
Exactly, man. So I think, those are challenges, and you have to finish at 10 p.m. That's the law. Generally our weather is not conducive for people to come early.
Yeah.
तो लोग पसंद नहीं करते जल्दी आना. Like, when you went for Tomorrowland, you must have seen people are there from 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, right? So that helps them manage the crowd.
I went
because over here we get that 80% of the people are coming between 6 and 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So we have...
And then they're all leaving at 10.
All leaving, of course, at 10.
So I went to this festival, Untold.
Yeah, Romania.
Right. We entered at 2 p.m.
Right.
And we got out of the festival at 5 a.m. Because and we were staying at a tent right next to the event.
Yeah.
जो उनका area था.
Correct.
It was like a 15-minute walk, 15-20 minute walk. और वहाँ पे ही हम लोग रुके हुए इतना देर. And tent was okay क्योंकि वहाँ weather इतना सही है कि ठीक है मैं दिन में 11-12 बजे तक सो सकता हूँ. गर्मी में मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी नहीं लगी.
Correct.
And you're correct you're correct कि enter होने से लेके बाहर आने तक मुझे कभी भी इतनी भीड़ नहीं लगी कि एक साथ बहुत सारे लोग हैं.
Exactly. Even though there are that many people in the
There
event,
are I
right?
think 1 lakh people.
Exactly. So यहाँ पर like, I mean, we try to encourage people to come early, maybe do happy hours, but of course, like unless you're doing it in December or Jan or Feb, like the weather-wise also, you know, it gets hot and sticky and humid and everything. And then yeah, just inside it is a process of, which again I think that we haven't done a perfect job of that, but ensuring whether it is toilets, bars, food stalls, gardi nahi honi chahiye. People should feel comfortable. There should be enough of everything. There should be enough space for people to move around. So all of those things.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about challenges and you know, because you said these are not problems, these are challenges, and I'm sure every time with every year you're trying to make it better and solving it in a better chance, right? There are multiple challenges which is across the world in a festival business or an events business, right? One of them is security and safety, because when there are like 10,000 people,
correct,
from different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different cities, different like, you know, socio-economic status, बहुत सारे अलग-अलग, इतने सारे लोग एक साथ हैं, सब लोग साथ में आते हैं, and there's alcohol, there's music,
correct,
fights tend to happen, and it's one of the biggest things. Like ये जब भी आप किसी क्लब ओनर से पूछोगे ना locally, तो बोलेगा भाई सबसे बड़ा पंगा होता है कि रोज जो लोग लड़ लेते हैं उन लोगों को अलग हटाए कौन करे, क्योंकि कोई किसी पॉलिटिशियन का बेटा है, कोई किसी बिजनेसमैन का बेटा और सिर्फ लड़ लिया है. दिस इज लाइक अ मेजर प्रॉब्लम. सो फेस्टिवल में आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि और बड़े स्केल पे होता होगा. हाउ डू यू मैनेज फाइट्स? क्योंकि आई एम श्योर बहुत होती होगी. डू यू रिमेंबर एनी इंसिडेंट वेयर यू हैव लाइक क्रेजी फाइट?
हेल्थ एंड सेफ्टी इश्यूज ऑफ कोर्स. So you know, whether it is fights breaking out or people just drinking too much, sometimes losing friends, falling, just have to make sure that you have a very strong team in terms of security, also health and safety. Like for festival, for the arenas, we have a full mini hospital system which is like at the venue. So aisa nahi hai that we have to put you in an ambulance and send you like 30 minutes away, because the traffic anyway is a big problem, right? So again, I'm not saying that what we do is perfect. There's definitely scope for improvement.
But do you remember any incident where you felt कि okay, this is crazy, or something that has happened, कोई fight हुई हो या कुछ हुआ हो?
So recently it's been in the news that you know, not just at our events but many events, there are a lot of people stealing mobile phones.
Oh yes. There was this.
So I think that is something that the industry has been grappling with. तो ये अभी जो हमारा मार्टिन का event हुआ था मुंबई में, so the police actually like you know, which we were like, अरे क्या कर रहे हो? Like they were checking everybody on the way out. Like, boss, there are 20,000 people leaving. People will like lose their shit at this.
Check kar rahe, yeah.
But they actually ended up like catching the gang through that. So there are like gangs who are like, and they're buying tickets and coming because and kind of.
क्या था gang? Because I remember 30 phones they stole.
Yeah, more than 40-50 smartphones they are stealing from.
एक फेस्टिवल आते हैं 40-50 फोन चुराते हैं और निकल जाते हैं.
हाँ, निकल जाते हैं. But so now again, see, these things you have to work with the authorities on. आप खुद तो नहीं कर पाओगे, right? You have to have police backing and support. So I think this has been the biggest problem. Not just, again, as I said, not just for us but for others as well. So we've done a full awareness campaign. Please take care of your personal belongings. Me personally, I only wear track pants with zips in festivals.
Yeah, that's a good hack. Yeah.
Bas. So, but then, you know, beyond a point, everybody wants to have their phone out and taking that video and taking selfies and everything, right? So you are exposed.
That is a big issue. But ऐसे कभी लड़ाई नहीं होती, like this is not an issue. Usually doesn't happen because in clubs usually this happens.
In clubs that kind of happens more. I don't think that, you know, because we have a younger crowd who don't have those egos. So we haven't seen those massive fights breaking out.
Yeah. One of the other big challenges for festivals also, people sneaking in drugs and trying to do like drug overdose around the world has become like a big thing now. और festivals में usually लोगों को पता नहीं चलता है. India में होता है?
Not here. At least not, I mean, definitely not at our events. Because again, I think that goes back to the point that it's a young audience. A lot of your colleges or first jobbers And they're just there to have a good time. They'll have 1 or 2 drinks, 3 drinks max.
Oh,
And they are not the types to be like sneaking in illegal substances and drugs. It's very,
because
very few and far.
there was a festival, I think Woodstock,
Yeah.
which was a bizarre, मतलब बहुत ही, it was a disaster. And उसमें ये हुआ था कि a lot of people ended up taking a lot of illegal drugs and then they went crazy over the act और फिर पूरा festival ही बहुत ज़्यादा mismanaged था. And these kind of things keep happening around the world.
Yeah.
So it's not a big thing in India.
No, not.
Have you heard of these things right now?
I've heard of these things, of course, but and you know, there are certain genres of music that lend themselves more to these kind of things, but I don't think it happens here much at all. Again, because of the young audience that we have. Yeah.
And I think it's also a very rock culture where a lot of people
Maybe that punk rock
do
culture.
punk rock,
or, yeah.
drug overdose, right? मेरे को एक पता नहीं कौन बता रहा था. I think one of my friends. There's a genre called metal rock, nahi, where people headbang.
Metal, yeah.
Metal rock.
Heavy metal, yeah.
Heavy metal. People headbang a lot, so they overdose on drugs and then they just headbang. And
I don't even think they're on drugs, but they are just like.
मतलब वो इतना crazy होता है कि एक दूसरे के सर पकड़ के भी मारने लग जाते हैं. Like that's crazy. Mosh pit is the word, yeah. And this happens around.
No, we don't have mosh pits, but we have people doing crazy stuff, man. We have, I mean, the DJs make them do. They make them sit down, all of them. Then they jump up together. They make them bloody like run into each other like this. So it's insane. Those makes for some great drone shots.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And I think Snake started this. No, Dimitri is like mine.
Dimitri
they started left, right together.
left, right. First time I was like, पागल हो गए ये करोगे? वो like we've done it in Europe. Like वो Europe है, भाई ये India है. Try मत करना.
But they did it, right?
They
Dimitri
did it.
and
Yeah,
Mike did it, and I like Dimitri. They are also fun.
Fantastic, yeah, absolutely.
Who's one of the artists you want to get and he's not coming to India?
Calvin Harris, you have to say. He's not
coming to India?
Never come to India.
Kyun?
Just for whatever reason, it's been impossible to bring him down. So maybe someday that will change. David Guetta as well, although he has come to India many times. But
he's come to India.
You know, we've also brought him for Sunburn, but it's been a very long time. So would love to obviously.
So why do they not come? Is there any reason that Calvin
well.
nahi aata? Calvin is one of the most expensive DJs in the world, right?
Yeah. So that is one. आपने question बोल के answer भी दे दिया.
So I heard that Calvin is one of the most expensive DJs. But I don't think he has that pull where he can pull off more crowd.
No, he can pull off. So that's the thing, right? There are also, I mean, how do I put this? There are artists who recognize that India is a very important market for them. They love their India fans. And if they're coming to India, because we don't have the same ticket pricing, we cannot, So here the strategy is that maybe the strategy is that you play more shows.
Yeah.
You hit more markets, but your average fee will be a little lesser
per show. Yeah.
Per show. And therefore we did 8 shows with Garrix, we did 6 shows with Snake, we did 6 with Alan Walker. And then because the truth is that we still cannot afford to pay what maybe the big American festivals or European promoters might be paying.
And how much would like a Calvin Harris would charge in Europe? Like $1 million or more?
Possibly, yeah. Around that.
8 crore for a show.
Around that, yeah. Possibly. So, yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
And how, like usually do you have now, because people who are coming back again and again, they must be having some variables apart from the fixed cost, right? Ki they would be like, okay, ek kaam karo, mera fee hai, for example, 4 crore. मैं 2 crore लूंगा, but बाकी फिर मैं 30% of the overall sales लूंगा या 20%. Does this kind of deals happen?
No, it works a little different. There are different models. There is one model which is like that, which is a versus model where you have a guarantee of X, and that's against say 80% of the ticketing.
Okay.
So if that 80% is more than X, you have to pay that.
Okay.
But then what we usually do is that you're taking a fee of say $200,000, and we have a scaling or a plan of selling 12,000 tickets, which will cover our 15% margin. So if we go beyond 12,000, because the demand is greater than expected and the venue can take it, then on those extra tickets, we will give you the majority share. Because you are the artist. So if we sell 15,000 tickets, out of those 3,000 tickets, maybe 2,000 will go to you and 1,000 will come to us.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the extra अगर तुम्हारे नाम पे ज़्यादा pull है तो ठीक है.
हाँ.
Let's say you work with Martin Garrix, you work with Dimitri is like Mike, Armin Van Buren, Hardwell, Marshmallow, Alan Walker, सब बड़े chain smokers. तो you are booking them. Can I also book them, or can someone else also book them?
See, these international agents and artists, they'll never give you a formal exclusivity.
They would not give country exclusivity
in writing, or they you will not have a signed contract with them for exclusivity. But I mean, what we've seen to these guys, the relationships are super important. So if you're doing good work, अच्छे show कर रहे हो, अच्छा production है, you're taking care of them, you're not giving them any reason to move to anyone else. So like most of these guys that you mentioned, plus Martin, Snake, Alan Walker, Dimitri Vegas, and like Mike, they've been primarily coming with us only for the last, you can say, decade or whatever. And we work with them even strategically, that India ka kya plan hona chahiye, right? Like we worked with them and said that if you did 3 shows, Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, and they went very well, why don't we look at a 2-weekend tour? You give us 2 weekends and let's expand. Let's see. Let's go to different cities. Let's do these PR activities in the days off. So we work with them like partners.
To help them expand their footprint in
India. Yeah. So yeah, but no, there's no formal exclusivity as such.
There's nothing like that. So if there's, let's say, there's no exclusivity, so I can pay and get them. Right, so I can get the same artist, I can have the same beautiful location, I can build a similar setup and put up money. What makes one event different from other? Because अगर मैं same चीज़, मान लो अरीना की बात करते हैं, ठीक है, एक अरीना एक कॉन्सर्ट है, यू आर डूइंग इन बॉम्बे, कॉन्सर्ट किया आपने मार्टिन गैरिक्स के साथ, मैंने भी कर लिया एक राइट कॉन्सर्ट, बट स्टिल यू हैव सीन कि इवन तो आर्टिस्ट सेम होता है, लोग सेम होते हैं, एक इवेंट में ज़्यादा लोग आते हैं, एक इवेंट में कम लोग आते हैं, तो ऐसा क्यों होता है? लाइक व्हाट इज द रीजन व्हाई there are few festivals who are successful, or few arenas or few concerts who are successful versus others? It's not that easy. मतलब सुनने में ऐसा लगता है कि अरे सब तो सेम है, हर जगह सेम है. Tickets, in fact, I've seen that places where the same artist is coming again और ticket prices सस्ती हैं, उसके बाद भी वो शो इतना नहीं भरता जितना कोई दूसरा promoter भर देता है.
Correct. I think that's the brand salience of Sunburn that we've built right over 15 years. And see, the thing is that what we've been through and what learnings we have, you cannot acquire that overnight. Even as a new promoter, you'll have to live through that. You'll have to make the same mistakes. You'll have to live through everything. That there are no shortcuts in life. So we have now come to a stage where we know how things work. We know how the marketing works, the ticketing strategy, the production, the challenges that one has to deal with, because we've kind of been through it. And we've been through every single event, challenge and eventuality over the years. And then I think from the artist point of view also, it's not just that, okay, if I'm paying someone 100 and you pay 150, it's not just that, because especially for India, they're like that boss, that guarantee that everything will be smooth, well taken care of, event will happen firstly. वो भी कुछ गारंटी नहीं है ना, यो आपने पैसे दे दिए लेकिन बड़ा लॉस बन रहा है, then maybe you'll be like चलो छोड़ दे यार ये, we'll go back to our fucking factory business or whatever. So event will happen, security will be fine, there'll be no issues, the production will be world class. They cannot trust those things in these parts of the world. So sending money though is just one part of it, and often the easiest part of it.
उसके बाद दूसरा. But what do you think on ground for people, what makes a difference? क्या होता है ऐसे 1-2 चीज़ें highlight जो festival में यार this makes us different?
On ground, I think that,
और या तो just in the marketing.
On ground this is the overall experience, and I think that as I said earlier, that even in scenarios where maybe you're losing money or something, but you still focus on giving an amazing world-class experience to all your attendees. So they will remember that, they will recognize that, that there's nothing as effective as word of mouth marketing. I think not just in our industry, but
every industry,
right? Because ab hoarding laga lo, but if my 5 friends tell me that boss, last time Sunburn was fantastic, then I want to go for it. But if they say that experience fuck all tha, then I will
तो नहीं
probably
होगा. But what happens
then
to-
no amount of hoardings were going to convince me.
But what happens to big events, let's say Lollapalooza first time India में आया, right? One can say कि वो बहुत बड़ी फ्रेंचाइजी है, वर्ल्ड वाइड बहुत बड़ा है. मुझे पहली बार पता चला तो भी मैं चले गया, right? And I went with कि ओ क्या hype है,
Correct.
कुछ तो होगा. And I met at least 20-30 people there. They had no clue what Lollapalooza around the world is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
उनको लगा इंडिया में ही हो रहा है, बड़ा फेस्टिवल हो रहा है, चले जा रहे हैं. So what इनके पास तो obviously book my show experience and all of that is there.
Yes.
पर for consumer mindset मैं तो पहली बार देख रहा हूँ.
Yeah.
मुझे तो पता नहीं कि इसकी ब्रांड रिकॉल क्या है ओवर द इयर्स. जैसे सनबर्न बन गया एक ब्रांड तो लोगों को पता है कि एक सर्टन कैलिबर का इवेंट होगा.
Correct.
लोलापुलूज़ा पता ही नहीं है, फिर भी इतने लोग भर देते हैं. लाइक व्हाट डू यू फील, कितने लोग चले क्यों जाते हैं?
I mean, see, in the live music genre, because we are in EDM, so live music में, this was the biggest thing to ever happen in India.
Do you feel headliners made?
So the brand, the headliners, everything, because experience, so it was the first time happening, right? So
पता ही नहीं था कि क्या होगा,
until
क्या
you
नहीं
go
होगा.
there, you can only assume that because Lollapalooza Chicago में होता है, South America में होता है, Europe में होता है, so there'll be a good experience.
पता भी नहीं था कि होता है, उसके बाद पता चला. जब मैं एक्चुअली अटेंड किया उसके बाद आई स्टार्टेड कि ओके लोलापुलूज़ा इज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट फेस्टिवल.
I know, being a part of the same organizational family, that they went absolutely all out on the experience. And
it was a good experience.
Yeah. So from everything from access to parking to entry to, of course, the inside F&B, everything, they went all out.
It was good actually. It was one of the most well done events in recent times which I've attended.
Correct.
It was not a fuck all experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
नहीं तो usually तुम stampede में ही होते हो, तुम fuck all ही होता है experience. But
exactly.
both the days were good.
Exactly.
Okay. तो it's just मतलब headliners के through attract करते हो और फिर अंदर दूसरा experience देते हो, so that next time
initially
people
you have to
come back.
rely on the lineup to attract people, but then yes, you have to follow that up with the experience.
And then you keep losing money for first 1, 2, 3, 4 years to build that, and then 5th, 6th year so you start actually making.
Yeah, usually if you if you do things right, if you book the right artists, if you get the right sponsors to increase your investments, then maybe you can make money earlier also.
That's so intense.
Yeah,
it's a crazy thing. Okay, last question I have, on the challenges part for everyone who's watching this episode. Okay, और कौन से ऐसे 3-4 fuck-ups होते हैं in live event which people should think of before they start getting into events? क्योंकि बहुत लोगों को enter करना है, बहुत लोगों को समझना है, maybe we wanna work in this event industry, right?
Yeah.
And कुछ चीज़ें तो एक्सपीरियंस से ही आती है. लाइक यू कैन ओनली टेल अस अबाउट 3-4 challenges की कोई सोचा ही नहीं था और हो गया. जैसे यू वर टेलिंग इन योर इवेंट, इवन इफ यू आर थिंकिंग कि सब सही है, इवेंट बहुत अच्छा, और एकदम जब तुम सोचते हो तभी उस टाइम फकअप हो जाता है, राइट? तो ऐसे कौन से 3-4 अननोन और हिडन फकअप्स होते हैं इन इवेंट इंडस्ट्री?
No, so honestly, firstly, my advice is that boss, इंडस्ट्री में आना है तो lot of people think that अरे मैं कर लूँगा इवेंट. तो first तो I mean this is now becoming a good solid professional industry. So start with a job. Like I mean,
Sunburn join करो, सीखो पहले.
basically, yeah. I mean, or even if not Sunburn, because there will be a lot of learnings along the way. As I said, there's no shortcuts in life or in this or in this industry. So start work on a few big events, a few big festivals, even if that is your end goal. Just learn. I've had so many learnings along the way, man. Like
give me 2-3 which you felt is a big thing which लोगों करके ही पता चलेगा.
See, one is that I think that over the years, we have tried to become, and I have tried to become more data driven. And less मतलब gut feel पे
नहीं करना. मुझे लग रहा है आर्टिस्ट वर्क करेगा.
Exactly. और बस चलो जयपुर में इवेंट करते हैं, वहाँ पर चल जाएगा. No offense to जयपुर, वहाँ पे भी चल सकता है, but randomly हम
हमारे ऐसे gut feeling नहीं होना चाहिए कि भाई चलो इंदौर करेंगे तो चल जाएगा. जयपुर
इतना डेटा है, आर्टिस्ट का डेटा है, स्ट्रीमिंग का डेटा है, टिकटिंग का डेटा है हमारे पास. So you study, you make calculated decisions. I think
कौन सा आर्टिस्ट कौन से शहर में सबसे ज़्यादा बार सुना जा रहा है, कौन सा आर्टिस्ट कौन से शहर में.
Not just artists, but anything. Could be timing, it could be venues, it could be, how many repeat audience am I getting? If I'm not getting repeat audience, then where am I going wrong?
And how do you get this data from? Like from
This
let's say
data,
the
so we
new
get
location.
the ticketing data. No, like for example, if I'm doing 4 concerts in Mumbai in a year, and I'm having to sell to new 80% people every time, then I'm doing something wrong, no? Obviously.
No. I'm talking about, let's say there's a new city. हमको decide करना है कि इंदौर में एक फेस्टिवल करना है. इंदौर में हम हार्डवेयर लेके जाएंगे, right?
Correct.
तो how do you get data of the city, because वहाँ पे इतनी बड़ी स्केल पे तुमने कभी इवेंट नहीं किया.
Correct. नहीं तो you have to look at some macro data in terms of youth, populations, colleges, everything, and then also like maybe other events. You know.
कि दूसरे कितने बिके थे, क्या प्राइस पॉइंट पे बिके थे.
So I don't know if like, you know, if Badshah has happened over there, of course that's Bollywood, but it is still like cool rap and all, na. So there'll be some you know, a conclusion that you can draw from that. So yeah, whatever. Then you'll never get perfect data, but the point is that don't only go on your gut feeling. That is, I mean, that is like one learning that I've had. The other thing that I would say is that live event industry is all about attention to detail. Okay, if you want to be a macro CEO, that वो यहाँ पे नहीं चलेगा, right? Because
ये cool है, मैं कर लेता हूँ.
हाँ, so you have to get your hands dirty, or as you roll up your sleeves or your pants or your jeans or whatever it is, and get into the madness. You know, and see, these events are something where there's like a D-Day, right? So you have to be able to handle that pressure and that stress. If you're not good with that, then maybe, because you know, it's like you can't go to your boss and ask for an extension, na, that listen, I'm running behind schedule, give me another week to complete this. If you've announced an event which is going to happen on 15th of October, that event is going to happen on 15th of October. If you're not ready on 14th of October, too fucking bad. Okay, then maybe you'll have a bad event.
And
but
next time
you don't have that option that एक week postpone कर लेंगे. अरे Alan Walker will say, boss, ठीक है, मैं नहीं आ रहा, मैं आपके पैसे रख लूँगा.
100% advance बोले रख लूँगा.
हाँ, exactly. So because that's not how this industry works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. What's next for you? Like Sunburn, where do we go from here now?
No,
it's already the biggest in India.
What's next for us is to keep growing. You know, as I was telling you, we see a lot of potential in this industry in India. So we want to grow to new markets in India. We want to take the brand to new territories. We want to also take it international. That's a big focus for us.
Do you want to make it franchisee-led?
We want to take it international through franchise, through partnerships. You know, Sunburn was ranked as the 10th best festival in the world by DJ Mag last year. So first time an Asian festival has broken into that ranking. So our festival is now known across the world. So, you know, like Ultra happens in 30 different countries. I'm not saying 30, but why can't we be in 3 countries to start off with, right? And then apart from that, I think that we have already been on a journey to make Sunburn a more lifestyle brand, not just events. So we've diversified into merchandise. We have ranges with Boat, with Fast Track. We have a range coming up with Jack and Jones soon. We have deodorants out as well. And, you know, we have diversified into F&B, hospitality business. So we currently have franchise outlets in 4 cities across India already. So these are all steps to make Sunburn more of a household lifestyle brand.
What's the next country for you?
Next country, this year's first country would probably be Sri Lanka.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because we do have a very active and advanced discussion to do something there towards the end of the year. And obviously, logically, that makes the most sense from a proximity point of view. Yeah. So that'll probably be the first one.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you so much for being here.
No, thanks for having me, man.
Thank you so much for giving this like a lot of insights, a lot of things. I could see that some of things you're like, batao nahi batao. Okay. But I'm glad that you did it. Okay.
Yeah,
thanks a lot for doing this.
Don't worry.
Thank you so much for watching this episode till the end. प्लीज़ हमें कमेंट्स में बताओ कि कौन से ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको आप देखना चाहते हो, ताकि हम उनको अप्रोच करें और लेके आएँ आपके लिए. और ऐसे कौन से क्वेश्चंस हैं जो आप चाहते हो कि हम उनसे पूछें, ताकि हम हमारे क्वेश्चंस और बेटर कर पाएँ आपके लिए. एंड बिफोर यू लीव, यू नो द ड्रिल. प्लीज़ लाइक, सब्सक्राइब, कॉमेंट एंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली शेयर दिस विथ वन पर्सन, क्योंकि किसी भी एक इंसान से शेयर करने से उन्हें ये कॉन्वर्जेसन देखने को मिलेगी. इस कॉन्वर्जेसन से पता नहीं कितने आइडियाज़ आएंगे, और उन सब आइडिया में से एक भी आइडिया पे अगर वो सामने वाला खड़ा रह गया, सो वन आइडिया इज़ इनफ टू अचीव देयर इंडियन ड्रीम. एंड अगर हम एक दूसरे की हेल्प करेंगे तभी पूरी कंट्री का ड्रीम अचीव होगा. थैंक यू सो मच. अंटिल द नेक्स्ट एपिसोड, कीप फिगरिंग आउट.